Hey there. Welcome to the Oklahoma On Stage podcast. Come on in and sit a spell. We're going to talk a bit about some theater folk and the magic they're making. If you like what we're doing, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and you can find our website at oklahomaonstage.org. Got any questions for us or want to give us an idea or two? Reach out to us at oklahomaonstage@gmail.com. Hope you enjoy your time with us. This here's going to be hotter than a firecracker on the 4th of July. So sit on back, grab a drink, because this show's about to start.
Welcome back, everybody, to Oklahoma On Stage. I'm Tim, your host, and today we're sitting here in the lobby of the studio for Stage 405. Today we're talking with someone whose life has been shaped by a simple but powerful belief that every child deserves a place to feel safe, supported, and loved through the arts. She's the founder and owner of Stage 405, a community-focused theater company born from a dream she first carried more than 20 years ago. A Stigler High School graduate with a theater degree from Northeastern State University, she spent years teaching both inside and outside the classroom, pouring her passion into young artists across Oklahoma. What began as a vision has grown into Stage 405, a thriving, creative home led by an incredible team of artists who share her commitment to fostering imagination, confidence, and community. Amy's heart lives in directing, where she brings all the moving pieces together to create something magical for performers and audiences alike. And beyond the stage, she's a proud mother of 4, balancing family life with her mission to inspire the next generation of storytellers. Oklahoma On Stage family, please join me in welcoming Amy Flood to the podcast.
Thank you, Tim. I think you said everything.
Oh, no.
That's it. Cut.
No, there's a lot more to be said. So we just dive right into it. I love that your story starts with that really simple idea of kids deserving a place to feel safe, supported, and loved through the arts. But before we get into Stage 405, when you hear that statement out loud, what comes up for you?
I think the journey of getting here. And so I grew up in a small town, super small town, Kenta, America. And we had a convenience store and we had a post office. And every once in a while we would have a cafe. There was a school there as well. And so I grew up there. And of course, in that type of town, you're not surrounded by arts. But when you have an artist heart, right, you end up being drawn to that. And our elementary school ended up taking us to a showing of Peter Pan. And I can remember sitting in the audience. And I remember looking up at the stage and it wasn't like, wow, Peter's flying through the air, but it was, wow, how do I get on that stage? Because that has to be the most magical thing I've ever seen. And so I was about 8 then. And at that point, I was already doing dance. My aunt was actually a dance teacher. And so I was doing dance that way. And that's how I started off on the stage. And then my mom ended up putting me in 4-H and I started doing, so we did Share the Fun. It was actually like a little talent show.
Oh, yeah.
And so just getting my hands on anything that I could that happened to be about the stage, because I knew nothing. I knew nothing about theater. I wasn't ever given the opportunity to really see that as a child. And so the fact that now I own a theater studio is just kind of wild to me, because I think it just teaches us how we will actually get to where we're supposed to be.
Keep dreaming. That dream, you never know how those dreams are going to come out. So for someone who's never heard of Stage 405, okay, what's your elevator pitch?
Oh.
When somebody asks, what is Stage 405?
Yeah, I think it's a magical place that you walk in and it gives life to kids that love the art of theater. And so we and my entire team just use the art of theater to build and grow these incredible actors and actresses. But more than that, my favorite thing is the community that happens inside this studio. And so it's kids who, when they leave here, they're leaving with this group around them that now they literally do life with. And so I've watched it happen just now for 2 years since we've opened our doors. But even before that, I taught at Cheyenne Middle School. And so even my middle schoolers that were, 6th graders at the time that are now seniors, they have that same core group that I had at Cheyenne Middle School. And so just watching them, like, what a privilege to watch them be able to grow, like, as individuals, but also just in their art. And so Stage 405 is a place where from 1st grade all the way up to seniors, and then we've added community theater. We just give them a place to do what they love. So, which is what we all love. Like, what a dream. Like, my mind's still kind of just blown by the fact that this exists.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
It's pretty cool.
So
you went from your small little town to, which I say this respectively, but to Stigler.
To Stigler.
Which isn't a whole lot bigger, but
we have 2 stoplights there. Yes.
But did they have art?
They did.
I think I've heard that before.
So I went into the 9th grade and started doing speech and debate. And then also started doing, they would put on little cute plays that, of course, nobody had heard of, but I was on the stage and that was all I knew at the time. And then also doing FFA and doing mock trials and model congress. And it was really anything that I could get my hands on to just present. And I loved it. I just soaked up every opportunity. And I think that that's what is so important about here, is just giving that opportunity to those kids and giving them a place to be and to do that thing that makes them come to life, right?
Yeah, you got to let them blossom sometime.
Yeah.
So you went from Stigler High School to Northeastern State
So
University?
actually, I went to Eastern first.
Okay.
Which is where my dream first was ever seen. And then my director of theater left there and ended up going to NSU. And so I actually followed her and then ended up graduating there at NSU.
And they've got a fairly active theater program at Northeastern State. So So as you went through that, I understand the desire to be an actor, to be part of it. What drew you to be a teacher?
Oh, that's such a great question. I actually refused to believe that I was going to be a teacher. And my director of theater said, "Amy, you are a teacher." And I said, "I don't even like kids." And this was, of course, being 19 years old.
See, now it's on podcast, so all the kids out there.
I know, I have 4 of my own, and I have 200 kids here at the studio. But I said, that can't be true. I said, "I don't even like kids." And she said, "Amy, you have a teacher's heart." And so I ended up graduating and with my bachelor's in theater, but I didn't do a teaching degree. And so I had moved back home for a little while, and I went and I actually did substitute teaching as a job. And when I went into the classroom, I was actually in a special needs classroom, and I was helping a little boy. And it was math of all things, which I'm terrible at. But I helped him and I watched him get it. And I was like, now, wait a second. Why does this feel like the most powerful thing that I have ever done? And so, after that, then I ended up doing my alternative certification and then stepping into the classroom and doing speech and doing debate and teaching theater. And so she was right. I have a teacher's heart, and that's what drives me.
There's something very powerful for every teacher, director, leader, period, out there. There's something very powerful about that aha moment. When it clicks, it changes everything. And not just for the student, but for the teacher as well.
Right.
So when you see that, it makes everything we do worthwhile.
Yes. I mean, it's a gift, but it's not only a gift for the kid, but it's a gift for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like as actors, regardless of what everybody says, I do it for this, I do it for this. We do it for the applause. For reality, every one of us, we may have our side reasons or whatever, but to hear that
Mm-hmm.
when we're done, it makes it all worth it.
It does.
So-
And I will say, standing at the back of the auditorium, watching vows and
Oh,
watching
yeah.
your kids who you've went on this, 3.5-month journey of doing a show, and knowing where they started and then the growth that happened to get to that performance. I mean, it brings tears to my eyes
Yeah.
every single time.
Yeah, that applause is for you just as much as it is for them.
Man, but just watching
Yeah.
somebody thrive,
Oh, yeah.
and being in that element,
Yeah.
it's just beautiful.
That's really cool.
So
you spent several years teaching both inside and outside the classroom. What did those environments teach you about what kids actually need from adults in art spaces?
authenticity.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't fake it. Kids can read it. And so I think whenever you give kids an environment where they truly know they are supported and they truly know that they can make really brave choices and they can fall flat on their face, and that then they get to get up and they get to do it again, and that you're going to walk them through getting to the point to where it's really, really good.
Ooh.
You can't do that unless you're authentic with your kids and unless you authentically love them.
Absolutely. And that's real. So yeah, I love it. Kids got to have real.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's enough out there competing for their attention and their minds and
Right.
everything. If they can't have something that's going to ground them in here,
Right.
I mean, we want them. Yes, the old saying, we want them to have their head in the clouds and their feet, off the ground and
Yeah.
all that. But they've got to have a place to come down.
They do.
And I'm so
They do. And I think with having incredible, because I am not just Stage 405, there is this team that I would not be anywhere if it wasn't for them. And so to just have this dynamic team that comes in here every day and is a part of the kids' lives, and to stand back and to watch that interaction is beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think we've lost a lot of that. I think we've put phones in front of our faces, and I think that our kids have lost a lot of connection. And that's what's really beautiful here, is that I'm not one to ever buy into this is the way it is. I believe that we get to create how we believe life should be. And that's what Stage 405 is.
Nice.
So
I like that. That was not in my notes. I like it. So somewhere in all of that, this idea starts forming. This dream of a space that didn't exist.
Mhm.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So more than 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I had just had my first baby, and he's now 20.
So
But
that's how you count it?
that is how I count it. Everything by my timeline is either by what show I was doing or by what kid I had.
That's theater mindset right there.
It is. And anyway, we actually lived in Utah at the time, and he wasn't even walking yet. And I remember this lady that I had met there, and she said, like, what is it? What is it that makes you tick? What is it that you dream of ever doing if there were no limits put on you? And ever since I couldn't remember, there has been this idea of a building that you walk into and you're submerged by the arts, and it is created for kids. And of course, now that vision, I hope, is, goes further into the community, but it's a safe place where kids can just completely be submerged in the arts. And that dream I have had, I remember articulating it for the first time 20 years ago. I'm not sure how long I've had that, but saying it out loud was, 20 years ago.
Wow.
So
where did the name Stage 405 come from?
So the two other founders that are part of Stage 405, we actually were just dreaming of all the things that we could do. And I'm a doodler. And so we just kept thinking about different names, and nothing ever clicked. And I actually had a notebook, and I'm terrible. I have notebook after notebook after notebook, and I can't tell you what's in the notebooks, but it's all of my doodles and my ideas. And so I had this notebook, and I was just writing out words, and I wrote out stage, and then underneath it I was like 405. And I remember turning it to the girls, to Aubrey and Sarah, and I was like, what do we think about this? And it was just kind of like that. Yeah, that's it. You know, like when you know, you just know.
aha moment.
And so, yeah, so it then became Stage
Wow.
405, and we had a mom who ended up making our logo, and that's,
Which is really cool. by the way.
isn't it
I like
amazing?
that. Yeah, great
So-
marketing right there. So, what was the very first tangible step that you took to that made you think, okay, wow, this is real?
Well, of course, getting your LLC. And then we had actually started camps at Cheyenne Middle School because all three of us were teachers there.
Okay.
And so we had started camps that summer. And then the next summer we did Matilda, and we didn't have a building, but we knew that this was the direction that we were headed in, that this was the dream that we were headed in towards. And so then found this space in the Kelly Center, and it was actually where you're sitting now is not the actual space. So we outgrew that space in 4 months.
Wow.
And then we came here and opened these, the studio that you see now. And so it's been pretty incredible. So I think we've grown at almost 800% in a year and a half.
Oh my goodness,
So
that's huge.
it's been amazing.
That's huge. So now we'll get a little personal here. A lot of people have a dream.
Mhm.
Things go in their head, goes, whatever. And a lot of times they have that dream and it tends to stay someday.
Mm-hmm.
What kept this from fading out for you over the years?
It was someday for a long time. It really was. I will say that I was in on an interview with my business partner. She was actually coming to be the music teacher. And when I interviewed, because I was a part of that interview, and I turned to my principal when she left and I said, I can start a theater company with her. And she ended up getting the job. And then after spending a few years at Cheyenne, thank you, Cheyenne Middle School, I stepped away for the first 2 years, and then my partners also stepped away. And so now we have this. So, yeah.
So I guess it's very bittersweet for them.
Probably so.
So were there ever seasons where you thought maybe this isn't going to happen?
No.
Perfect. Love it. Doesn't make for a dramatic podcast, but I love it.
No, I think now we just think, how can we service more kids? And just trying to stay ahead of the growth and service. It's not, we don't want it to be a number game. We want it to be a personal. So every kid that walks in, we want them to see our face light up because they've walked in our building. And I don't ever want to get, I don't want to have too little staff to where I have so many kids. And so it's balancing that, because I will tell you, every season we've had wait list. And since we've opened our doors, which is just incredible. And it's just been word of mouth. So thank you, parents. You're incredible. But it's just making sure that we, I think, steward that really well.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of conversations just about intentionality, about what we do here and how we shepherd their hearts. Because coming as we're not just moving cattle through our, things. Like, we have kids, and like, that's a privilege. And we want to make sure that all of our families and our kids know that we take that very, very seriously. So.
Oh, that's very cool. So you've got the dream.
Yep.
You got the name.
Yeah.
You took the first step.
We did.
So now we got to build this thing.
Yeah.
So I tend to be, as a lot of theater people do, I tend to be a visual person.
Mhm.
So paint me a picture
Same.
of the early days of Stage 405. What did those first months look like? How many kids did you have? Well, how many kids did you start out with?
So we started off our camps. We would have like a 2-week camp, or in the summer. And so like we did High School Musical for one of our camps, and I had numbers, or that's Aubrey's thing. I'm telling you, she puts my brain on the spreadsheet. But whenever we then moved into the location that we ended up renting after Cheyenne, that's whenever we did Matilda. And then once we moved here, we did Camp Rock. And at the time, we could barely fit our kids in our little bitty studio. And the studio was very, very small, but we honestly thought that we would be there for 5 years and we would just, whoever came in, we were super excited about. And then we had no idea that in 4 months we would be like, my landlord is the greatest, and letting him know, like, hey, do you have anything available? And so thankfully this came available. So
it's always good to have. It's all, a lot of times it's about who you know.
Yeah.
So your bio, we kind of hit it a little bit about this. Your bio mentions an incredible team of artists at Stage 405. How did you first? You said there was 3 of you that started this.
Yes.
Okay, so you had Brittany. Was she part of that?
Aubrey.
And
Sarah.
Okay,
yes.
so Aubrey was the music.
Yes.
Okay.
And Sarah did choreography, and then she does tech. So we also, not only do we teach our kids like on stage, but we also teach behind the stage. So Sarah teaches our kids how to run mics, how to do all the sound, and then we teach our kids also everything that comes in, like on or off the stage, is brought on or off the stage, backstage hands by our kids. And so we have like our kids that they don't want to be on the stage, but they love the tech aspect of it. So we also have that community of kids that come in. And so Sarah teaches those kids and does our choreography. And then we all direct, we all kind of, you have to kind of do everything in theater.
You do. Sounds like they're doing everything.
So yeah, I do a lot of the directing.
But I think that's amazing that you mentioned that about the tech, because there are so many, especially school programs, that they think, well, they're entrusted to shepherd all of this equipment. I don't trust a teenager to get behind a soundboard and jack it up. Or to mess with lights. I'm certainly not going to let them get up,
right, sure,
on a fly floor, or anything like that. And so they don't learn. And so they go into community theater and then never, I'm not supposed to be up there, so I don't ever get up there.
Right.
And so every time I do one of these and I talk to people that do camps or things like that, that's always one of my big questions. And I thank you for answering that. What are you doing to teach tech?
Yeah.
Because.
And it's so hands-on. I mean, you watch Next to Normal.
Yeah.
There was a 14-year-old that did the lights for Next to Normal.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, designed them and everything, what you saw. And so I will say, like, those tech kids have kind of just stayed with us as well. And so they're just sharpening, their tools.
Absolutely.
And they're so valuable.
Well, yeah, and they're going to be invaluable once they get to the community level and all of that, because so many theaters are hurting for, tech people.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, we're really thankful for them.
So what do you look for in someone who you're going to bring on to your team?
Oh, love that question. Someone that is dynamic, someone that is authentic, and someone who loves their craft, but more than anything, knows how to build relationships with kids. Because you can be the greatest at what you do. You can be the greatest person at your craft, whether it's directing or choreography. But if you can't connect with the kids that walk in, then you lose so much value. And so there has to be the ability to just show up and connect and make connections. And, you can normally tell that in an interview.
Absolutely.
If that's an ability that they're going to have or not. And so, but we've been pretty stinking privileged.
Now, how big is your team now?
So right now there's 7 of us.
Okay. So who else did you add, and what do they do?
Okay. So, so there's Aubrey and Sarah, and then, so Aubrey is directing Hadestown, and then she music directs for all the things. And then Sarah is directing SpongeBob. I'm directing 3 shows of Lion King. And so then we have Michaela McKenzie, and she is actually a teacher at Heartland Middle School. And she is doing the music, and then she also does choreography. And then we also have Tessa, who she's a high schooler at Santa Fe, and she is incredible. And she does our choreography there. And then we have Dustin Boatwright, who is also an educator, and he comes in and does our music for our 3rd and 5th grade classes. And he's also incredible. And then we have other teachers that are coming in the summer. And
Just
so
for the summer?
Well, they've also been here. Like Ashlyn did Bye Bye Birdie last semester, and then she's going to be doing our summer show this semester. So, yeah.
Excellent.
And then Matt Cheek is also part of our team.
Okay. You say that your favorite part of theater is directing.
Mhm.
Bringing, as you've said a couple of times, bringing all those moving pieces together to create something magical. So for you, what does that magic look like?
Oh, it's the undescribable, right? It's the taking yourself as an actor on the stage, right? It's taking yourself from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head, and just I tell my kids, like, take all of that energy and you're putting it out towards your audience, right? So that they can feel whatever it is that you want them to feel or that you're feeling at the time. But then also it is making sure for your actors that all of your moving pieces are going to happen just like they're supposed to. And so a lot of making the magic happen is actually very strategic, as far as making sure that your lights are beautiful and that it hits at just the right time. Timing is one of the things that makes magic happen. But also it is your kids all showing up as this big unit together, and they've been with each other for 3 and 4 months. And now this is the part where they're literally giving this gift back to the audience, right? And then you said we do it all for the applause. And then is what's so beautiful is then the audience returns it to them at the end. And that's where the magic's made.
Yeah.
And so I tell my kids before they go on the stage, let's go make magic.
I like
So
it. I like it. I
Yeah.
like it a lot. So you're a proud mother of 4.
I am.
You said your oldest is 20. How's the
Yes,
youngest?
she's 10.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
decent gap
So
there.
3 boys and a little girl.
3 boys and a girl. So how has being a mom shaped the way you run 405?
Oh. I think it's probably to get the first thing that comes to my mind is guilt. Just building a business. And then who's the one, like, who are the people who get the least of me now because of developing a business, right? So actually, but all of my kids, my oldest is 20 and he's actually doing music industry at OSU. He's a performer. He's been on the stage. He was at Memorial, graduated there. And anyway, did all of the stage stuff. So he knows. All of my kids, my daughter is in Lion King right now. My other son will do tech whenever tech comes. And then my second kid, he's like, I'm out.
It's always hard.
But I will say what I'm trying to think of the most valuable lesson of just, I think maybe just knowing how each kid is so incredibly different. And so even at home, the 4 of them have different needs and you have to approach in different ways. And I think also as a teacher, you learn that as well. And so that then tells you that, okay, whenever a kid shows up here, that not every kid has to be, can be approached in the same way that you've, been with the kid next to them. And so that's maybe the lesson.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, there's no right or wrong answers. Like I said, it's not my lesson to learn.
I'm trying to think. I feel like that's one that I need to think about. So
always,
yeah,
we got to have a question here.
Sure.
So if we dropped into stage 405 this week,
oh please do.
Okay,
it's so fun.
What would we see happening? The classes, the rehearsals, the chaos, the quiet moments. What would we see?
All of it. I mean, all of it. So you just missed my little first and second graders lead, and then we have a couple of third through fifth grade classes. Those classes are right now they're my heart, and so it is amazing, these two different casts that I have, but watching them become leaders. And so we do a warm up, and so the kids, as soon as they come in, every kid is like, can I be the leader for warm up? And so just watching each one of them kind of step into their own. But in the lobby you would see chaos, and then in the studio you would see them performing and doing all the things that they do, but they're just kids, and they're loud, and they're fun, and they're all the things that kids should be. And then our high school, you would hear the most beautiful voices coming out of that room, and you would see it not being as chaotic, but you would see this beautiful community that has formed. And I think the same thing with middle school. And so, of course, middle school is a little bit of both of those worlds, like coming together. But you see life.
Sometimes it's sticky.
Sometimes it's sticky, but sometimes it's really, really good.
Yes.
And so it's like the kids can't get enough of one another. So
Well, that's
because of
always
the
cool.
community that
Yeah.
they've formed.
Well, that's always cool.
So
Be honest.
okay.
Does stage 405 look like that training you had?
Oh, it's better.
Okay. We're just going to leave it right there. We'll leave
Yeah.
it there. Okay. So thinking about some.
Can I answer that question?
Yes.
Okay.
By all means.
No,
please.
it's better. Just I'm teary, but
Yeah, I know.
it's better just because now there's faces.
It made it real.
Well, there's relationships, right? There's these kids that we have been able to watch grow, and to watch perform, and to watch step into their next role, and to watch take on really hard things. And so now whenever I think about stage 405, it's not a building, it's all of these incredible kids that we get to be in relationship with every single week. And it's been year after year after year now. And so from Cheyenne to here, so yeah, it's way better.
Cool. So on that same note, since we've already got you emotional, what do you hope that every kid takes out of here when they leave your space?
Value. Like value for themselves, value for humanity, value knowing that the next person standing, the person standing next to them is important, even if they look different, even if they are different. Because in this environment, there's so many different walks of life. And so just valuing themselves and valuing the people around them.
That's so good. So talking about some of the challenges moving with a program like this, when you're holding space for kids, and here we go, we're just gonna go with this vein. How about that?
Okay.
You're holding space like this for kids,
Yeah.
especially kids that may not necessarily feel safe or seen anyplace else.
Sure.
What's the emotional weight of that feel like for you?
I don't know if there's actually a weight to it. I think it just is. We, and we got an email just the other day from a mom who her kid had been to other places and had just kind of struggled, and we had asked him to stay after one day, and so that we could talk to his dad and give some pointers. And of course they immediately thought that, oh no, what's happening. And I told the dad, I said, I just threw my script on the ground, because I was like, how are you capable of getting this so quickly? Like, you are incredible. And I think whenever you're their biggest cheerleader, it's not weight. And I think also just having the ability to see their potential and then teaching them how to step into it. That's not weight. It's just it's just what we do.
Wow. And there you have it. So, dealing with all of this, you're being a mom, working with all of these kids, they rotate through the program,
Sure.
all of that. It does take a lot of you.
Mhm.
So, how do you refill your own cup so that you can keep, as you said before, showing up?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm learning to do that now. I can't tell you I have a great answer for that. But I can tell you that the parents that we have here are absolutely incredible. We just had build day, and all of these parents just showed up with their tools and paintbrushes and all of the things. And then also, the moms here have kind of formed their own community. And so I think that just having this incredible team, because it's not mine to carry, right? Whenever the community carries it with you, then the whole burden's not on your own shoulders. And so I think that is one way, because I do love acts of service. So whenever you have a community that shows up and wants to do the things that you love and the vision that you have, like, how can that not fill you up? It just does. And it makes you want to get better.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's very cool. So, what's been the hardest part of running a community-focused theater company that people might not see from the outside?
costuming.
Wasn't that exactly where I thought this was going to go, but okay, go ahead.
Well, like, I mean, right now I'm costuming about 120 kids for the Lion King, and so I'm in the middle of that, so that's why you got that answer. But I think that might be what takes up most of my time, and so I just drove to Wisconsin to actually pick up costumes, and so
You drove to Wisconsin.
I did. I've done that now twice. I've driven to St. Louis. I love the search of finding kind of what I need, and having a basis of it and then building on that. But
Sounds to me like you like road trips,
I
too.
do like road trips. I do. But yeah, whenever you have a vision of something and then there's somebody selling something very similar to your vision, and then you can build off of that, then I mean, why not? Like, we have one life. Why not do all the cool stuff? Go to
Do all the
Wisconsin and
things.
go get your costume.
Do all the
Like,
things.
do all of it.
Yeah. So you talked about the community coming alongside, which is vital, especially when you're working
So
with
vital.
kids. Because I think the kids, you're talking about having someone in their life now that cheerleads for them and supports them, but then when they see mom and dad come and get involved too,
Yeah.
talk about a game changer.
Yeah.
So, was the community always like that for you?
I think it started being built at Cheyenne. And I will say, whenever I first started there, I had this, because I had come from a school where you just kind of do everything on your own. And so when I got there and I had these moms and they were like, how can we help? And I'm like, I didn't even know how to ask for help or what to do. And honestly,
Absolutely.
and there's still moms that are here at Stage 405. And so this is 6 years later. And so honestly, they are the ones who taught me how to ask for help, or I think they changed my mindset. So instead of like, oh, I don't want to be a burden to you. When a mom shows up and they're able to help with something that their kid is involved in, it's actually something they love to do.
Yeah.
So if we give them space to be able to do that, then that just kind of starts creating this community, and everybody's excited.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, we talk a lot about, there's something in theater for everybody. You talked about, sometimes those kids come in, they don't want to be on stage.
Right.
And so allowing them to find where they fit, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Allowing parents to find where they can help. Often, like you said, you don't always know. We don't know what we don't know.
Right.
And so we don't always know, okay, you want to help? What can you do?
Right.
And that's not necessarily a bad question, but it's not always the right one either.
Sure.
Because sometimes they don't know.
Right.
And so allowing them to find themselves
Mhm.
in what their kid is doing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
I like
Yeah.
that. So, talking about being a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and I know you've learned this from being a teacher, that knowledge and teaching changes all
Yeah.
the time. So, pouring into kids, teaching kids, you can't teach them the same stuff all the time.
Right.
It changes.
Right.
So, what are you actively learning or relearning about leadership, kids, or theater
Mm-hmm.
right now?
Oh, that's so good.
Or this year, we'll say.
I feel like the last year and a half, which in May, it'll be 2 years that we've opened the studio. I don't know if I've ever learned so much in such a small amount of time. And so I would have told you I'm not a business person. I don't know how to do business. That's what I would have immediately said to you. I'm an artist. I know how to do art. I know how to direct. I know how to build sets, and I know how to do costuming. But I'm not a business person. And now here I sit, almost 2 years later, and I can say I'm a business person. And that's just an aspect of it. Now, do I have an incredible partner who makes me better at that? Absolutely. And keeps me on track?
Sure.
Yes. But I think also learning that you can trust other people to come in and be really, really good at their job and give them a space to do it will make your life so much easier. That you don't have to be in control of everything.
That was my next question.
Yeah.
Having this as your dream, and this being your baby, how difficult has it been to let go?
Not at all.
Really?
Yeah. Mainly because I'm not the most talented person. And there are so many people out there that possess so many talents that if I held on control to this, then my kids wouldn't be subjected to all of those talents. And so I would literally be robbing them of opportunities by not allowing other artists to walk in and to be a part of the kids' lives. And so I would actually like to get to the point to where I'm not directing all the time. So if there's any incredible dynamic directors out there that love kids, I would like to kind of step back and give a space for more directors to come in and more choreographers to come in. And, so yeah, so it's not too hard. Now, am I picky of who comes in? Yes.
Well,
so that might be where the
should
control
be.
is still there.
As you should be.
But yeah.
Okay. So if you could go back.
Okay.
And tell day one, stage 405, Amy, one thing, what would it be?
Lead with a grateful heart. Yeah. I think as long as you're grateful and you're keeping your eye on the things that you're really thankful for, then it makes your perspective where it needs to be. Don't get caught up in all of the little things, because there's always going to be little things. No matter what you do, there just are. And so I think that if you can look at it in a way of being grateful, then it just puts your mindset in the right place.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So we've talked about the past, getting us to here. We've talked about you're doing 3 shows right now, or working on 3 shows right now.
Yes, 5 total for Stage 405.
Oh, because you have 3 of
We have,
lines.
yes,
so.
yeah. So we have a kids version, 2 junior versions, and then SpongeBob and Hadestown.
SpongeBob and Hadestown. So that's what's going on right now.
That is, yes.
You also have a summer program.
We do.
You're not going to say a word about it, are you?
No, I am. Okay. We've already released everything.
Okay. Well, then let's hear what you
as of right now, we are the premier company to do Dear Evan Hansen. And so we have about 70 people already signed up to audition for that.
Now that's the community.
That is the community,
right? Okay.
And Matt Cheek is directing that.
Okay.
And then I am doing the high school version with our high school kids, Dear Evan Hansen. And then for our littles, we are doing Dear Edwina Jr. And then for our middle school, we are doing High School Musical 2.
Okay.
So
And these are all summer camps?
these are
other
all
than the
summer camps,
community-
other than community. Yeah. So we run 2 weeks and we run a full show and put on the whole performance.
My gosh.
It is fun and energetic and all the things. And then we're exhausted and then we put on a show and then,
Wow. That's crazy.
yeah.
So yeah, I would put on shows and it was like 6 weeks of rehearsal, then the show. Then I come into Oklahoma City and I'm working with places that do like 3 weeks tech and you're on the show on
Yeah.
the stage.
Uh-huh.
And now you're telling me in 2 weeks you're putting on a full. Of
We do.
course, I guess kids are more resilient, so they can.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, looking forward.
Yeah.
Talked about the past, talked about the present.
Sure.
Let's look forward.
Okay.
When you look at the next couple of years,
Okay.
what are you most excited about?
Oh. I think everyone, and it sounds cheesy, but like every kid that walks in the door, right? I think that's what I miss most about teaching in the school, right? Is like when you're an artist, your heart kind of like sees another artist's heart, and so then you like pull them in, right? So that's one thing that I miss. But I think just all the new faces coming in, or like new directors coming in, or new choreographers coming in and bringing whatever life they have inside the space. I think it's just that simple. It's just showing up and being here and filling the space with life and all the different personalities that's in it. And then, but also learning, like growth for my team, growth for myself, like to watch what's happened in the last 2 years or to think back on it. And now, like, what will that be in 2 more years? We never thought that we would have wait list. My goal was in 5 years, we might have a wait list. That was my goal when I opened the doors. And
You
so
met your goal.
we have surpassed it, yes. And so I think it'll just be really exciting to see where we're at in 2 years. And also, I think because I've learned in the last couple of years that everything doesn't have to be serious and there can be so much fun to life. And so just leading in that manner is a good place to be. So,
Are there any specific shows or classes or partnerships that you're itching to try?
there's always shows, right? Like
You have a list.
we
in your
have a
phone,
list. Yeah, there's always shows. I think partnerships, I think collaboration is beautiful. I think, we've just talked to a few other theaters and kind of coming up with something that's maybe bigger than all of us.
Okay.
So I don't want to say too much about
Sure.
that, but I just want to say, like, when you're collaborating, then there's enough room for everyone.
Absolutely.
And whenever we all use the same art to love on kids,
Yeah.
like I think there's some pretty amazing minds out that do the same thing that we do at Stage 405 that are pretty close to us. And I think just coming up with something that's really cool for all these kids. It's kind of turning. So kind of dreaming about all of that.
Okay. Well, speaking of dreaming,
Yes.
you've dreamed 20 years
Yep.
to build this,
Uh-huh.
and it's amazing.
Thank you.
Your dream is coming true. So what do you hope that Stage 405 will be like in 20 years?
I hope that it's sustainable. And no, I hope that it is a massive building that you walk in and there's actually art all over the walls created by artists that are kids that are inside it. And I hope that it encompasses other art forms. And I hope that it is a place to give adults and children and anyone that has an artist heart a place to be. And I hope that it is dynamic, and I hope that it brings life, and I hope that it changes people.
And it will. It will. So, as it grows,
Mm-hmm.
how do you want to grow as an artist and a leader?
I think I want to actually get quieter. I've been pretty loud and big my whole life. And so I think just sitting back and being really proud of everybody. And not sitting back as far as like not doing anything, but taking the form of more of a, a cheerleader, right? Who like helps all the aspects and not carrying so much of it. So
You want to be the artistic director.
yeah, maybe. You want to give me a title?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I like that because, even with that, you can still direct from time to
Sure.
time,
Yeah.
but be there for the whole thing.
Yes.
And I think that's
Yeah.
great.
I just want to be the person that says, "How can I help you?" So
I just want to sit back and milk it all in.
No. I don't know if I've ever sat back. I'm not sure that's in my blood.
Well, maybe it's coming.
Maybe.
So, as we get down to the end of what we're doing here, like I said, you've listened to the podcast
Yeah.
before, so you kind of have an idea of how we end our shows.
Okay.
We do have what we call our curtain call curveballs.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so I have a list of questions here that are
Okay.
kind of off the wall.
Okay.
May or may not have anything to do with theater.
Okay.
But they're meant for you to there's no wrong answers. Please keep that in
Okay.
mind. They're meant for you just the first thing that comes into your head.
Okay.
Okay. Which may surprise even you.
Okay.
So that's happened before.
All right.
So if
Putting on my improv hat.
there you go. Exactly. If Stage 405 had a theme song that played every time you unlocked that door, what would it be?
For good.
Okay.
I mean, I do have it.
Well, there you go. There's ink to prove it. So
Yeah.
So what's a small, ordinary thing that brings you unreasonable joy?
Scaring people.
You love to scare people.
Like jump scare.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You live for that, huh?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're the prankster here.
Maybe. I might hide under the desk and scare people. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
Singing.
Okay.
I know, I'm not a singer.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I feel like that's a superpower.
It very well can be.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What's a book?
Or knowing other languages. Like just being able to like know other languages. Yeah.
Like all of them?
Yes.
Oh, wouldn't that be amazing?
That's so amazing.
So what's a book, a movie, or a show that's really stuck with you that you think everybody should check out?
Oh, have you ever heard of the Secondhand Lions?
Ah.
Isn't that great?
And everything of that got brought back up when Robert Duvall died. I was just like, and of course, he has that monologue in there that it's just, if you hear any monologue in your life, these kids need to hear that monologue.
It's just so good.
I would put that on repeat in the speakers.
Yeah, it has every aspect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, awesome. Great choice. Is there a hobby or interest that you have that would surprise people?
I scuba dive. I'm an advanced scuba diver.
Well, that's cool. I like that. I've never been, but I do like that.
I do love scuba diving.
Always wanted to try it. So. Okay. First thing off the top of your head, musical or straight play?
Musical. That's because I direct those. Straight plays, I would act in them. That's
okay.
The split artist in me. Yes.
Drama or comedy?
Comedy.
Okay. If theater as an option for you was gone today, what else would you be doing?
A lawyer.
That's a big jump.
Yeah. That's actually what I thought I was going to be.
Okay.
Yeah. I graduated high school thinking I would be a lawyer.
Sure fooled them, didn't you?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is your, and this is funny after what we just said, what is your go-to karaoke song and why?
I don't karaoke at all. I don't sing.
Even if you don't sing, you got to karaoke.
I tell people it's like a dying goat. Like nobody needs to hear it. It's fine.
Okay. There is that. What is one thing outside of theater that you just geek out about?
Oh, I love decorating. Yeah, I love making spaces tangible, like an environment. When you walk in, I want you to feel it. I love decorating.
So you did all this?
I did. Yeah, all
This
of
is
it.
really cool.
Yeah, thanks.
I
You
like
should
this.
go in the bathroom too, because it's really cute.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard that on this podcast. But I love the sparkly cowboy hats and stuff. That's
Yeah,
pretty
thanks.
cool. So if you guys ever get a chance to come to Stage 405, just come and just check out the lobby. I think it's really cool.
Thank you.
So that's it.
Yeah.
So tying all of this up with a great big bow, if there's a kid or a parent out there that's listening, actually, I'll switch to a different question there. If there's a kid out there listening who doesn't feel like they fit anywhere, what would you want to say to them?
Oh, come on. You'll meet your people here. Yeah.
We're all weary here.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, Stephen King's It. We all float down here.
Yeah. That's
You know,
great.
It's crazy.
Uh,
So
You'll be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So kids, parents, whatever, how can people, if people want to get involved with Stage 405, if they want to come see a show, whatever, how do they get in touch with you?
Sure. You can literally just Google us and we come up Stage 405. It has all of our information. Aubrey makes our website and she does a beautiful job on getting all the information out. We also have Instagram and Facebook. And so you can find us on social media as well.
And there you have it. I'll make sure in the show notes to have links to all of those so you guys can find them all anywhere you go. So Amy, thank you
Thank you.
for being a part of this. Thank you for taking a dream that you carried for more than 20 years and birthing this. Thanks for feeding the next generation.
Thank you.
Keeping this thing that we call theater alive. We appreciate it. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
This has been fun.
It's been so fun.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So for everybody else listening at home or in your car, we greatly appreciate you as well, giving some of your time to us, listening in on the podcast. We ask that you check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find us on YouTube. So just check us out. Hopefully you'll listen to this episode, give it a thumbs up, give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. So above all of that, 100% continue to support the arts.